Good morning, all. Can we start with the national anthem?
In brotherhood we stand, Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hang on to our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
Distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the extraordinary general meeting of our company, Royal Exchange Plc. I would like to thank every member and stakeholder for joining us virtually at this meeting and to commend each and every one of us for our relentless commitment to the affairs of our company. To begin, I would like the Company Secretary to confirm that we have a quorum for this meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone. In accordance with Section 256 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 and Article 46 sub 2 of the Articles of Association of the company, the quorum for this meeting is 3 members present in person or by proxy, holding or representing no less than half of the issued capital. With your permission, sir, I would like to ask the registrars to confirm proxy attendance at this meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We currently have 27 duly executed proxies, and we have a total of 12 members online, summing up to a total of 39 members. So we have a quorum. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Now, having confirmed we have a quorum for the meeting, I now declare the meeting open. May I call upon Mr. Tajuddin to say an opening prayer.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We give thanks to Almighty God that has bring us here this morning. As we are deliberating on the progress of the company, we pray God Almighty to come and be with us in our deliberations. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa nasta'in. Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim. Amin.
Thank you. Now, we're holding this meeting with virtual participation by certain persons who are duly represented by their proxies at the meeting. Also, this EGM is being streamed live to participants globally. By provisions of Section 254 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, members can attend an EGM in person or by proxy. Before we proceed to the formal business of the day, permit me to introduce the directors and the company secretary by their names and designation. First is Chief Anthony Idigbe, SAN. Ms. Pamela Yaw, Non-Executive Director. Senator Sanusi Mohammed Dagash, who is here with us, Non-Executive Director. Mr. Ezekiel Onilude, Non-Executive Director. Mr. Afolabi Caxton Martins, Non-Executive Director. On my right, Mrs. Idu Okeahelam, Group Managing Director. And on my left, Ms. Lovelyn Aniekwe, representing OOT Nominees Limited, Company Secretary. We also have the following representatives present at this meeting. Ms. Dorothy Agide, representing the Nigerian Exchange Limited. Adobe Opalaji, representing Cardinal Stone Registrars Limited. And representing the FRCN, Mr. Collins Chude. To facilitate the smooth conduct of our meeting, I would request that those who wish to speak should raise their hands. To do this, please locate the toolbar at the bottom of your screen and tap the reactions button to raise your hand. When called upon to speak, please state your name audibly and clearly before you make your comments. Or you can drop your questions on the chat box and we will attend to them. May I call upon the representative of the Company Secretary, indeed the Company Secretary herself, to read the notice convening the meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Notice of the Extraordinary General Meeting of Royal Exchange Plc. Notice is hereby given that an Extraordinary General Meeting of the shareholders of Royal Exchange Plc will be held virtually via Zoom teleconferencing on Wednesday, July 15, 2026 at 10 a.m. to consider and, if thought fit, pass the following resolutions. Special business. Resolution 1, capital raise. To consider and, if thought fit, pass the following resolutions as special resolutions. 1, that the company be and is hereby authorized to raise additional equity of up to 2,700,000,000 naira through a public offer by way of issuance of 2,076,923,077 ordinary shares of 50 kobo each at 1 naira 30 kobo per share, and on such terms and conditions as may be determined by the Board of Directors of the company, subject to obtaining relevant regulatory approvals. 1.2, that the Board of Directors be and is hereby authorized and empowered to do all things, including without limitation, the appointment of professional advisors, execution of agreements and all other transaction documents, and the processing of all regulatory approvals required to give effect to these resolutions. The Board of Directors may authorize the management of the company to perform any of its functions herein. 1.3, that all acts hitherto carried out by the directors of the company or on its behalf in connection with the above be and are hereby ratified. Resolution 2 has to do with increase in share capital. To consider and if thought fit, pass the following resolutions as ordinary resolutions. 2.1, that the share capital of the company be and is hereby increased from the sum of 4,630,833,067 naira to the sum of 5,171,811,008 naira 50 kobo by the creation and addition thereto of 1,081,955,883 ordinary shares of 50 kobo each. Such shares to rank pari passu in all respects with the existing ordinary shares in the capital of the company and the board, where it deems appropriate, be authorized to take the necessary steps to cancel any unallotted shares of the company or to further increase the share capital of the company to an amount sufficient to accommodate any transaction undertaken by the company to raise additional equity pursuant to the foregoing resolution or pursuant to the capital raising program of the company. Resolution 3, allotment of shares. That the board of directors be and is hereby authorized to allot the new ordinary shares created in connection with the public offer at a price of 1 naira 30 kobo or as otherwise determined by the board to one or more investors and on such terms and conditions as shall be determined by the board. Resolution 4, approval of the amendment of the memorandum and articles of association of the company. That as a consequence thereof, clause 6 of the memorandum of association of the company shall be amended upon completion of the equity capital raise to reflect any new issued share capital as may be determined by the board of directors in their absolute discretion. That the company secretary be and is hereby authorized to perform all such acts as are necessary to give effect to the above listed resolution, including filing, certifying the requisite forms and returns at the Corporate Affairs Commission. 5, noting of the director's intention to acquire and recapitalize Royal Exchange Prudential Limited. Signed by order of the board, Lovely Nanyekwe for OT Nominees Limited, Company Secretary. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Now it's time for us to delve into the business of the day. The first item on the agenda, as you have heard, is a capital raise. The resolutions under this item require the approval of shareholders to authorize the company to raise additional equity capital of up to 2,700,000,000 naira through a public offer by way of issuance of 2,076,923,077 ordinary shares of 50 kobo each at 1 naira 30 kobo per share. The resolution also seeks to authorize the board to take all necessary steps to implement the transaction and ratify all actions taken in connection with the proposed capital raise. Now, can someone please move a motion, 1, that the company be and is hereby authorized to raise additional equity capital of up to 2,700,000,000 naira through a public offer by way of issuance of 2,076,923,077 ordinary shares of 50 kobo each at 1 naira 30 kobo per share, and on such terms and conditions as may be determined by the board of directors of the company, subject to the obtaining relevant regulatory approval. Will a shareholder? Yeah. Okay, we have Mr. Eke Chibuzo proposing. Will a shareholder please second the resolution? Mr. Boniface Okezie, thank you very much. May I now call upon the members to vote on the resolution by a show of hands. Please raise your hands using the reaction icon. I'm calling on members to vote on the resolution by a show of hands. You click the icon, reaction icon on your screen. Okay. Okay. Now, can I have, thank you for that. You can remove those, and can we have any reactions from those against? Okay. We're looking for reaction items for those against. Okay, thank you. There are no dissenting votes. So I therefore declare the motion carried unanimously. Now, on the next one, can someone move a motion as follows: that the board of directors be and is hereby authorized and empowered to do all things, including, without limitation, the appointment of professional advisors, execution of agreements and all other transaction documents, and the processing of all regulatory approvals required to give effect to these resolutions. The board of directors may authorize the management of the company to perform any of its functions herein. Will a shareholder please move that motion? Okay. Mrs. Angela Ezewani. Can I call on Mrs. Angela Ezewani to please propose the motion? You may need to unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you. I've been unmuted now. Good afternoon, directors. I, Ezewane Angela, hereby move the motion as proposed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Will a shareholder please second the resolution? Can we have a shareholder? What? Okay. Mr. A.K. Chibuzo Emmanuel, if you will please unmute yourself and second the resolution.
Chairman,
I hear you.
I second that motion. A.K. Chibuzo Emmanuel.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Now, may I call upon members to vote on the resolution by show of hands again? Raise your hands using the reaction icon. Now, can I have the votes for those in favor, please? Those in favor. Okay, thank you. And you can remove those now so we can take the vote for those against. Thank you. Now, those against, any votes against? Okay, thank you. There being no dissenting vote, I declare the motion carried unanimously. Now, can somebody please move a motion as follows: that all acts carried out by the directors of the company in connection with the above be ratified? Can I have any shareholder move that motion, please? Any shareholder to move the motion? Right, we have. Okay, Mr. A.K. Chibuzo Emmanuel, go ahead, please.
I so do, Mr. Chairman, A.K. Chibuzo Emmanuel.
Okay, and seconding Ms. Angela Ezewani. If you'll unmute yourself, please.
Yes, please, Mr. Chairman, I do second the motion.
Thank you. May I now call on the members to vote on the resolution by show of hands again? Can I have a show of hands for those in favor? Please. Okay. Thank you. You can remove those votes. Now, and for those against? Okay, thank you. There being no dissenting votes, I declare the motion carried unanimously. The next item on the agenda is the increase in share capital of the company in accordance with Section 127 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. Section 127 provides that a company may, in a general meeting and not otherwise, increase its issued share capital by allotment of new shares of such amount as it considers expedient. Accordingly, can someone please move a motion that, and I will read it, the share capital of the company be increased from the sum of 4,630,833,067 naira to the sum of 5,171,811,008 naira 50 kobo by the creation and addition thereto of 1,081,955,883 ordinary shares of 50 kobo each. Such shares to rank pari passu in all respects with the existing ordinary shares in the capital of the company, and that the board where it deems appropriate, be authorized to take the necessary steps to cancel any unallotted shares of the company or to further increase the share capital of the company to an amount sufficient to accommodate any transaction undertaken by the company to raise additional equity capital pursuant to the foregoing resolution or pursuant to the capital raising program of the company. Can a shareholder please indicate their willingness to move that motion? Yes, Ms. Angela Ezewani, please unmute your...
Mr. Chairman, I so move the motion for the capital raise. Thank you.
Thank you. And to second, can Mr. Eke Chibuzo Emmanuel please unmute?
I so do, Mr. Chairman. I second the motion for capital raise as moved by Mrs. Angela Ezewani. Thank you.
Thank you very much. May I now call upon members again to indicate by show of hands. Please raise your hands using the reaction icon. Can I have those in favor indicate now, please? Those in favor? Okay. Thank you. And can we now have those against? First, those in favor can, good. Now can we, those against, please indicate by raising your hand. None. Okay. There being no dissenting votes, I declare the motion carried unanimously. Okay, now the third item on the agenda is to authorize the board to allot shares in accordance with Section 149 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. Section 149 vests the power to allot shares in the company and are not to be exercised by the directors unless express authority to do so has been vested in the board. Accordingly, can someone please move a motion as follows: that the board of directors be authorized to allot the new ordinary shares created in connection with the public offer at a price of ₦1.30, or as otherwise determined by the board, to one or more investors and on such terms and conditions as shall be determined by the board. Will a shareholder please propose this motion? I need a share. Aha. Mrs. Angela Ezewani, please go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I so propose the motion to allot the shares.
Thank you very much. And Eke Chibuzo Emmanuel, please, you have the microphone to second.
I so second, Mr. Chairman. I support the motion to allot the shares.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, may I call on members to indicate by show of hands? Please raise your hands using the reaction icon. Those in favor, please indicate now. Those in favor. Okay. You may kindly drop your hands now, and we'll take the votes for those against. Those against? Okay, then, thank you. There being no dissenting votes, I declare the motion carried unanimously. Now, item 4. Amendment for the approval of the memorandum, approval for the amendment of the memorandum articles of association. The next business of the day is to approve the amendments to the memorandum and articles of association of the company in accordance with section 51 and 53 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. Sections 51 and 53 stipulates that a company may, by special resolution, alter its memorandum and articles of association. Now, accordingly, can someone please move a motion as follows? Clause 6 of the memorandum and articles of association of the company be amended upon completion of the equity capital raise to reflect any new issued share capital as may be determined by the directors in their absolute discretion. Will a shareholder please help to propose that motion? Okay, Mr. Eke Chibuzo Emmanuel, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I support the motion that capital raise and the reflection in the memorandum of association.
Excellent.
I so do, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And can somebody please second the motion? Okay. Mrs. Angela Ezewani, go ahead, please.
Mr. Chairman, I hereby support the motion for the amendments of the memorandum and memorandum of association of the company. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Again, may I call on members to indicate by show of hands for those in favor of the motion. Those in favor, please indicate by on the reaction button. Thank you. And you may lower them now. And those against? Okay. Thank you. There being no dissenting vote, I declare the motion carried unanimously. Now, can someone please move a motion to authorize the company secretary to perform all acts as are necessary to give effect to the above listed resolution, including filing and certifying the requisite forms and returns at the Corporate Affairs Commission? Again, can I ask for someone to propose that motion? Okay, Mr. Eke Chibuzo Emmanuel, go ahead.
Chairman, I so do. Eke Chibuzo Emmanuel. Thank you.
Okay. Seconding. Can somebody please second? Okay. Ms. Angela Ezewani, please go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I do second the motion authorizing the company secretaries to do the needful with respect to all filings required. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, may I call on members again to indicate by show of hands. Please raise your hand using the reaction icon. For those in favor, please raise your hand now. Okay, thank you. You can remove that now, and can we take any votes against, for those against? Okay, there being no dissenting votes, I declare the motion carried unanimously. Now, finally, we proceed to the final item on today's agenda, which is just to note the directors noting the intention to acquire and recapitalize Royal Exchange Prudential Limited. I will invite the Group Managing Director, Mrs. Idu Okeahelam, to brief shareholders on the director's intention to acquire and recapitalize Royal Exchange Prudential Limited.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, distinguished shareholders. Good morning, regulators and registrars. The purpose of this memo is to provide shareholders with an update on the status of Royal Exchange Prudential Life PLC, that's called REPRU. The steps taken by board and management towards resolving the issues affecting the investment and the actions being pursued to protect the interests of Royal Exchange PLC. I'll provide a background of what has happened. On 30th September 2022, Royal Exchange PLC entered into a share purchase agreement, SPA, with Mediplan Healthcare Limited for the disposal of its 1,461,339,461 ordinary shares in Royal Exchange Prudential Life PLC for a nominal consideration of ₦1 only. The transaction formed part of a broader restructuring arrangement under which Mediplan assumed responsibility to recapitalize REPRU with ₦10 billion in 15 months. That was the agreed timeline. However, the recapitalization process did not progress as envisaged, resulting in commercial, regulatory, and legal issues between the two parties. Management and board have continued to engage with the regulators, AOB, NICOM, and SEC, to facilitate orderly resolution of the issues surrounding REPRU while ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements and protecting the interests of Royal Exchange PLC and its shareholders. SEC recommended, during a meeting with SEC, they recommended that we should recommended that the disputes arising from the SPA be resolved through arbitration, which was included in the agreement. Consequently, management instructed our lawyers, Mrs. Tayo Oyetibo LP, to commence the arbitration proceedings on behalf of Royal Exchange PLC in accordance to the dispute resolution provision in the SPA. The Mediplan team are not responding to correspondences. And EFCC investigation. Royal Exchange Prudential Life PLC also petitioned the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in relation to issues arising from this transaction. Interestingly, there was a forgery and fraud done at the onset of the transaction, and that was identified by Deloitte when they were doing the audit of the two companies. Mediplan had changed the purchase price from ₦1 to 3.6 billion naira, and also altered they forged the signature of the company secretary and the chairman. We went to EFCC to report the forgery and the fraud. The matters did not result to anything, but a few weeks ago, we received an invitation from the EFCC that Mediplan had accused of selling the property that belonged to REPRU. The way forward. The way forward is that management remains committed to concluding the arbitration process, sustaining engagement with NICOM and the SEC, cooperating with the EFCC, protecting the company's contractual and financial interests, and ensuring the successful implementation of the company's recapitalization process. In conclusion, the board and management remain committed to bringing the repro matter to a satisfactory conclusion, while the issue have evolved regulatory, commercial, and legal consideration. Management believes that the action being pursued presents the most appropriate course to protect shareholders' value and safeguard the long-term interests of Royal Exchange Plc. Shareholders will continue to receive updates as matters develop. Just to add that there's a 31st July deadline for recapitalization in the insurance industry, which has made us continue to engage NICOM to ensure that we do not lose the company. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is all in the interest of keeping our shareholders informed. It's been a fairly substantial matter, but we're progressing satisfactorily. And of course, at the next EGM, if necessary, we will come back again to the shareholders. Thank you. So thank you, GMD. So I wonder if there are any comments and questions on that, so that just in case there's only so much we can discuss, but I will still take any questions at all. Okay, Boniface, okay, is here.
Mr. Chairman, good morning. Morning. Mr. Chairman, I've been raising my hand since morning, and the technical team have refused to admit me to speak out. That is not good. Yes, this is an EGM, but before you start taking resolutions, we need to make any comment on the resolution being sought, the agenda. But that was not been allowed. I don't like it, I jumped with Mrs. Wane before she came online, I think I faced with Chibuzo. That's two of us that even been on before you start national item, we've been online. But I raised my hand and voted someone, but we were not even allowed to speak. I mean, that is wrong. And that's why they have become, this online meeting have become so funny, these Zoom meetings. Even if it's Zoom meeting, let us do things in a proper way. I mean, Nigeria is just a copycat. I don't like what's going on in this country now. I mean, simple question to raise an AGM to make meeting, interaction, but it's not been allowed. The technical team cannot meet, and I cannot meet myself to speak. They are holding us there ransom. That is not, even if it's a Zoom meeting, but we should allow to aid our views as concerning to growth of the company way forward. Even though I voted some of the resolution being sought out, but we needed to comment. Then my issue is that, on the pricing, share right issue of public offer, 130. But I should have, asked if we are going to right issue, that price should have been right. At least 1 naira or 120 to make shareholder to participate fully. That's the way of incentive compensation for not, availability of dividend. And if we have oversubscription, because some of these issues, how we just deceive people, look at what happened in the Nime pharmaceutical company. Their price was getting to 11 naira, 12 naira, thereabout, 15 naira. But they sold their this at 4 naira. That was incentive for shareholder, and it was oversubscribed. So issue house will tell the board and management this is what you can do to have. When they did in the past, they were nobody subscribed to it. It was flopped. But this time around, the thing was oversubscribed. So we need to listen to, because I've said it over and over in the floor of the EGM, that the pricing must be right. Give that incentive to shareholders so they will have ample opportunity, not waiting for dividend. The share capital appreciation, you make your money, you sell, and leave the one you can remain there waiting for dividend to come. So that's the way to go in all of these things. But issue house will just, because they are about their own fees and collect it. Whatever happened to the company, they are not interested. So we need to know how the issue is. Not the bigger name that works in this market today. The bigger issue has bigger name is to collect money and move away. What happened to the company? What happened to our subscribe share? It's not their business, So these are things we are talking about. After raising this money, I hope they are not going to be embarked upon on share restructuring, reconstruction of shares. You need to assure us that, is there going to be any share reconstruction so that, even when the dividends start rolling in, that we are not going to be diluted, that the dividend you pay out will commensurate at the ending the company may end at each financial year. Because if you have overvaluation issues, it will affect us to pay couple dividend at the end of the day. So these are things, it's not that, to issue share, come to market is an easy thing to come by. But then, paying out dividend that commensurate the status of the company. That's very important. Valid, Mr. Chairman. So these are things to factor in, and the timing also to come out, because it does not now receive the resolutions. The Nikon said deadline was July, because what we're raising the money is to fund the rigid. But the company said Hoko does not have much to be, because it's a continuation. We want to fund the company, which is one of the subsidiaries, So let us know time of coming to the market is very important. It can be public offer and right issue, both combination. But then the right issue must be discounted. It cannot be equal with the public offering. I mean, amount you want to raise in public offer if you are combining them. The right issue must be discounted for the benefit of shareholders to participate actively in their right. That's my submission, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Thank you for that. I will ask the GMD to make some comments in response to your own very useful comments. But before I do that, on behalf of our IT team, I apologize. Since COVID, since everything went virtual, every meeting is almost a learning experience. And they are here, they have taken it on board. I'm not quite sure what happened, because you may have seen me looking hard to see if I could find other members willing to propose the motion or make a comment. Somehow it wasn't coming through. And so we are where we are, but it's my job to apologize to you. And we pray this doesn't happen again. I will pass on to the GMD now.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll lean on the chairman's apology. I think he did not raise his hand, that's what come, because they had to mute everybody online, because most people forget to mute themselves. So I think just because you didn't raise your arm, so they didn't see you to unmute you, but sorry about the experience. What we had done was we're hoping to work with FSDH, FSDH Advisory and Capital. What they've done is to do an evaluation of our fund price for the past 18 months. And that's how come they came up with the 1 naira 30 kobo. We had actually thought of doing a rights issue, but we found out that the existing shareholders were not going to take on the 2 billion that we're looking for. So we decided to do for new placements and give there are lots of new directors, there are lots of new people asking questions about Royal Exchange and the things we're doing recently that want to invest in the company. What I'll do is probably go back to the FSDH and ask them for a price so that it will be a combined offer like you recommended. So for the people coming afresh, they'll pay the 1 naira 30 kobo. But for existing shareholders, they might knock off 10 kobo, just like you recommended. So I'll take the feedback to the advisors, and then we incorporate it in what we're doing going forward. Thank you.
Any other comments before we conclude? Please, any comments, questions? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the formal business of the Extraordinary General Meeting. I thank you on behalf of the board, management, and staff of your company for attending this meeting and showing much interest in the affairs of your company. I now declare this meeting closed. Thank you.